kid says demons have invaded the border. Olin! It's been far too long. We got a new Leonin in the squad. He reminds me of you. Hey, always. That kid's grown a lot stronger. No one looks down on him now.
Hey, kid! Kid! This is the end of my journey. The road ahead. I'll leave it to you, kid. I'm sure you'll be a great warrior. Call it in old Leonin's intuition.
Owlus. The kid says demons have invaded the border. Olin! It's been far too long. We got a new Leonin in the squad. He reminds me of you. Hey, always. That kid's grown a lot stronger. No one looks down on him now.
Hey, kid! Kid! This is the end of my journey. The road ahead. I'll leave it to you, kid. I'm sure you'll be a great warrior. Call it in old Leonin's intuition.
Owlus. The kid says demons have invaded the border.
Owlus! It's been far too long.
We got a new Leonin in the squad.
He reminds me of you.
Hey, Owlus. That kid's grown a lot stronger. No one looks down on him now.
Hey, kid! Kid! This is the end of my journey. The road ahead. I'll leave it to you, kid. I'm sure you'll be a great warrior. Call it in old Leonan's intuition.
Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the day before the last day of the entire tournament of the series. Why I put it that way, because we only have one match we're being streamed today. 2 matches in total happening, one offline, one online, which is the one you're seeing here, DT versus Zen International. It's a lower bracket, guys. Whoever gets to win this potentially will face off against the winner of the second game, and then we get to know who will face who in the upper bracket and for the finals tomorrow. But then it's Black Matter, and I am the only one solo casting the entire best of 3 for this fixture today. It's the only match we have today. Tomorrow is going to be the grand finals where everything is at stake. The entire 70,000 naira prize pool is going to be at stake. But for now, let us witness what Death Trap and Zen have for us tonight. Death Trap is a team that was in the upper bracket and got sent to the lower bracket by Ordeal of Fate, and Zen International as well got sent to the lower bracket, and now they meet each other, and let's see who has it more to get the win and get back up to face off against Ordeal of Fate. Can it be DT? Can they complete their revenge game, or can it be Zen International who redeem themselves? We see the bans here. The glue is taken down. The Kimi is taken down. The Xbox is taken down, which is expected. Xbox has a very high ban rate. The Grangers was taken down. Now we see the Belric being picked up early, locked by I Give Up. And on the other side, we see Kendrick already claimed. Is he gonna go for a claim? The man is a bit uncertain though. By the way, shout out to you guys in the chat. You guys currently watching the stream. I can see 12 people watching the stream. I can see Zeno. Zeno is someone that tunes into the stream pretty regularly. I can also see Samuel. I can see RexTube. I can also see MJ. MJ, when did you become MJ Dark? I think it was just MJ before. Anyways, I can also see Kyle, Ajayi, and all that. Shout out to you guys in the stream right now. Welcome to the match we have for today. It's Zen International, it's Death Trap, and it's the first game of the best of 3. And now we see Sapphire. Is that a Dyro pick? We haven't seen a Dyro pick in since the entire Rising Stars tournament started. I haven't seen a single Dyro pick. But if that is a Dyro pick, then that is definitely the first one since the entire tournament. Ashura goes for the Alice. That's pretty good. Is the Alice jungle? We've seen an Alice played in the room. We've seen an Alice played in the EXP. Now we see an Alice played in the jungle. I'm looking forward to what Ashura from Zen is going to do with that hero. I do hope he cooks though, because they really need him to. It's lower bracket. If you lose here, you're out of the tournament. And now we see Shadow go for the Beatrix. That is a great pick. The Beatrix has a lot of firepower, and also DT going mid laner, going for Kenji, going for the Eve. That's also a great pick. You also have a lot of immobilization. She's like the queen of immobilization. And then we see Sabrina Muid go for a Grok. Pretty popular pick. Pretty common when it comes to Zen. And Tranquility, actually is Tranquility and Royal Lion, the last 2 members to make their choice. But the ban Julian will be as the final ban from Zen International. And I Don't Tire will be the final ban for DT. And let's see what he goes for. He could go for something maybe like a Maxman. Actually, sorry. maybe a fighter ban. He could go for a
It is
fighter ban.
better to be
Perhaps he
feared
goes for an
than
assassin
loved.
ban. I don't know
If
why.
you
Okay,
cannot
I think I
both.
can understand though. The fact that he went for an assassin ban, he probably thought the Alice was gonna EXP, or probably the Alice was gonna, because the Alice cannot roam. The Brock is obviously covering the room. He probably thought the Alice was gonna EXP, but well, I don't tire. The Alice is actually going jungle, so technically the Amon ban, well, that's called miscellaneous. Let's just term that miscellaneous, okay? And now I don't tire is gonna have to make his final pick. Ooh, is that a jawhead? We haven't seen a jawhead in since the entire tournament started. You know, I do love the fact that it's the Rising Stars tournament. We get to see these uncommon picks, these picks that you would not see in any tier 1 or tier 2 matches. We get to see those picks actually show, bring them into the spotlight, and show that there's still potential in these heroes despite their low pick rate. And now we see them switch over. Sapphire went for the Sora instead, and also Matisse as well, picked by I don't.
Rise and serve me.
worsens this case. Now we see the bot lane production. If you can go to the bot lane, that's going to be helpful. Now we see Sapphire diving there. The man looks like he wants to take out one, but Sapphire is able to find Mlhub. And yeah, he falls to Tranquility. The Misita 4-1-1. Flicker committed though. So a resource spent, and I don't tire, I'm still trying to farm. Haven't seen a single decimation. 0-1 on the Mattis end. And just give me some time to farm. Tranquility now, she does sort to get stunned, and I give up, forced to use Rock of Triad early. And the Ashwa Steed now, Motor Coil into the back line, but then he's able to get away with the Vengeance Flames, and I don't tire, he's trying to escape from the Vengeance Fireball, but a double shot from Kendrick puts him down, and now a free turtle to Zen International. Asura gets the turtle. Meanwhile, Sapphire again, but Tranquility shifting skies to the lightning bomb. Thunder Flash with Thunder Rush. Tranquility is trying to deal damage, but Heaven's Wrath, and no way! He puts him down just before he can even use the Heaven's Wrath. Man, this Misita is already farmed, and at this point, this is not looking good for these teams. Honestly, it isn't. They gotta find a way around this, guys. They gotta allow to find this guy. No, it is not. It is not going the way they wanted. They've taken one turret down in the bot lane, and right now, this is just Dead Trap trying to play catch up, because 11-2, the gold lead is 4 key, and they keep getting more objective. You see, the thing about Mobile Legends, guys, is that the more objectives you get, the bigger chance to widen the gap of the gold lead, and the more team fights you win. Because technically, when you kill a hero, you get gold. When you take objective, the whole team gets gold. When you take Lord, same thing, right? So the objective so far has been taken completely by the boys of Zen. And no contest, because Adontaya tries to go in, try to go for the back line. The Valer keep making things difficult. Even with the Mortar Coil, even with the control immunity of the Mortar Coil, it's still difficult to move, because the control immunity only saves you from the control. It only protects you from that. It doesn't protect you from the slow. You need slow immunity from that, and that is only granted by skills that grant slow immunity, like the Zelong Supreme Warrior or the Sprint Battle Spell itself. And if you don't have that, the Valet is still going to be a problem for you. So yeah, we get the pause, and I can see a comment right now. I'm going to be engaging. Come out, the game is paused. Zero says, if Mattis can't perform in this early, what is he going to do in the late game? That's the thing. The Mattis can actually has a good chance to scale up early enough, but if he can't scale up, it's going to be pretty difficult to actually make up for it. But then let us keep our hopes up. Hopefully DT has something. And I can see Just Because saying Mattis meta has passed, DT ain't ready to let go. Wow. I can also see another person saying, why Mattis anyways? And King Umbros, that's Umbros, he's the squad leader of Knicks. It says depends on the Mattis though. I think that's Mattis is trying to type there. But anyways, guys, let's just give the Mattis benefit of doubt here. We've seen situations where the team won even with KDAs that weren't looking so good. We've had situations like that. Odil of Fate has done that before. So let's just not look at the KDAs so much or overthink the whole KDAs thing, and just let DT do what they are doing. Hopefully they will change their strategies, and hopefully things start to go better so we can get to see a match that we came to look at. Because if they lose here, unfortunately, DT is going to be out of the tournament, guys. But we're going to have to wait a little bit for the game to get on pause. And in the meantime, let me just get some water. Excuse me. Okay. Wow. Okay, more comments are coming in. Let's engage that while we wait for the game. Okay, yeah, they spammed the recall, and I can see someone saying there is late game. Mattis isn't bad. I can also see someone saying Mattis needs to live in the ban space. Missy needs to live in the ban space. Ajayi, I think you meant to say Valer. I think you meant to say Valer. Valer needs to live in the ban space, because the Valer is obviously more of a problem than the Mattis. You can't even deny that, because you see how it is difficult for any of them, the fighters I'm talking about in this case, to make a move for the backline with Valer there. It's just a difficult thing to do. The Searing Torrent pushes you back, the Fireball stuns you, the Vengeance Flames used to remove the CC, and yeah, voila! The Valet has the flicker as well for a last-minute resort if he's low and he wants to get away. So DT, let's see your strategy against this. Personally, there are some heroes that counter Valer. There are some heroes that are pretty good. You know, a very boss chase heroes that can actually go for the Valer in spite of all that CC he packs in his kit. But that's not a topic for today. We're gonna wait for the game to start, and it is past 7 minutes. Ref, please let us get the on pause there. Ref, yeah, I'm just gonna get the on pause for them. Okay, so we're gonna start the game again and resume where we left off. It's the BOD, purchased by Shadow. Shadow's in the bad spot though. It's already low, and Kenji will fall. And that's a bit of glory putting them back at the take charge. 3 players disappearing just like that, and the tier 1 falling. And I don't tire not making a move towards that top lane. The man is just waiting in that bush to see if he can still defend what's left of that tier 2, but I don't think he can. It's the mortar coil onto tranquility, but that will not be a good move. The man, Vengeance Flames, already used by Rare Lion. The man is just waiting and saying, if you make a move, Martis, I will be there. And now we see the mean sitter tranquility still being persistent, even in his jungle, and that's him taking down Kenji. And Kendrick just making sure he busts them down from the safety of the back line. And that is what happens when you've got a comfortable position as a marksman and when you've got a very solid front line. Zen International, solid draft, it's helping them so much. Now we see down bottom, is that Sapphire trying to push the tier 1 on the tier 1? Tier 1 on the EX lane rather. And man, DT, they are trying their best to split push at this point. They've seen that taking objectives and going for team fights are not working out, and they're being invaded. So they want to try for a split push and a potential backdoor, but I don't think Sora is the hero for it. I think something else might have worked, but definitely Sora might not be the hero for it, man. Sapphire, you will be needing more in your team than actually trying coming in from the Martis. They're trying to go for an engagement there. I don't know if that's the good call to make. And of course, they're going to pick her down. They're trying to chase down Kendrick. Their 3 players are there, and they're out of try. I'm not even connected to anyone. Turn off Ruby comes and I give up, getting caught. Kendrick busts him down. Kendrick is unstoppable. Meanwhile, Sapphire again is still trying for that back door. Still trying his best to take out that tier 1 on the bottom lane. I still think the Sora will be needed and will be much more resourceful in the team fights. That Spear of Glory brings him in, translated to King's Calling, restraining the mobility, but then shifting skies into the Thunder form. I thought it's going to be the Lightning form because it's very squishy now and it's going to get busted down, like I said. And Kendrick gets another kill to his belt, 602 on this Clint. The man is an absolute menace, and now we see them go for the tier 2 on the bottom lane. There's nothing stopping this main sitter. It's just going to keep doing this. 715. The KDA is looking very sharp. 35 seconds. The Martis is still trying for a split push backdoor potentially on his end. And I think DT at this point is just going backdoor. Like anybody that works, split pushing. That's what they're just doing right now. DT don't want to engage team fights. They've realized that, okay, team fights and objectives we don't want to do. What we want to do right now is split pushing. But let's see how that's helping them, because clearly it is to 8k gold lead. That's what Zen International has over them. Zen International are almost taking down all their turrets, and now they're spamming the recalls, and then we get the second pause. I'm going to be looking at the comments while the game is paused. Okay, so let's look at this. All right, so they are splitting. Yeah, Moba Gaming says they are splitting. Yes, they are split pushing. That's exactly what they are doing. And someone's saying, Martis go full defense, but get only a Sky Piercer. Well, honestly, I feel like right now, Death Trap best thing is to utilize the Sora in the team fights, not in the split pushing. They need to utilize the Sora. The Sora is not just a damage hero. The Sora can split push. The Sora can, rather not split push, the Sora can initiate. The Sora can be a factor. The Sora has the Torrent form in the Shifting Skies. That can be a very great resource for that backline dive. And the follow-up is already there. Shadow's got the Bennett. Yve's got the reward manipulation. You can always use that as follow-up. They've got synergy on this team. Don't forget that. DT has good synergy when it comes to their draft. Even more, I dare say, even more than Zen. But utilization and execution is everything. In games like this, it's not just about the draft. It's not just about the synergy of the draft. It's about how well you utilize it and how well you make the most out of that execution. That is how that's gonna go. But now we see another pause, and honestly, 17 to 8k gold lead. I don't know. It's not looking good right now. It's definitely not looking good right now. Okay, so yeah, Emmanuel, I agree with you. Their EXP is good, their lineup is good. The thing is, the EXP fell early game. I agree with you, and can't do when he's facing Mincy. The thing about the Shifting Skies is that the Shifting Skies is actually a blink skill, and the King's Calling restrains all blink skills. So he's gonna definitely have to watch out for the Mincy tab whenever he wants to engage into the backline, because if he doesn't, and he needs to prioritize the torrents for more. He needs to do that because the torrent form has a lot of potential. I know everybody wants to deal damage, everybody wants to be the boss, everybody wants to get the kill, but sometimes those engages and those setup options are much better, because sometimes it's good to just let your teammates do it. Could be faster and could give your team more gold in the long run. All right, so we get to the moment where they're being zoned out from this Lord. Tracknility is looking for a chance against this Beatrix, and we see I give up just walking that midst and just trying to make sure he gets those kills and maybe potentially reeling 2 or 3 people with that Spear of Glory and keep them out of that Lord that they will not start. For some reason, Zen International will walk away from the Lord and go for the waves instead. I still think they should have prioritized that Lord. I think they were trying to wait for it. Okay, flicker out from Kendrick, and the Shifting Skies in a lightning form, Sapphire. At least he baited out the flicker of the Clink, so that's a good start. He's gonna have to wait for 120 seconds for him to get that flicker again. So Kendrick definitely needs to watch his position there. I like the fact that they're trying to prioritize shutting Kendrick down. That could be good for DT in the long run, because the burst on this Clink right now is not funny for any of them. Now the Lord is there. They need to start out the Lord. They get back their jungler. I like the fact that they waited for their jungler to come back. Is the jungler back though? Because the jungler is that AFK. The Ashura is not moving. He's back in the base. Wow. Seems like the jungler is AFK or something. But they've already demanded pauses and all that. And do well. I guess they would have to wait until their jungler is back. That's the thing. But now DT might leverage on this though, because the waves will be cleared soon, and they might notice soon that they don't have a jungler, or their jungler is not anywhere closer. They might try to push for them, taking advantage of the numbers. But we see Shadow on the bottom lane just pushing there. Now, okay, 1v3, that's a bad spot. But the drive already baited out. Vengeance Flames used for the CC and a bad dive. That's a great pick off from Adotaya as the Mantis comes up the Mortar Coil and the Decimation. Now trapping Rico. Adotaya posted down, enter Rampart with the Mortar Coil. He's able for the Spell of Glory, pulls him back, and no, you don't. Flicker inward. Tracknility is looking for a double, but he does not get it. The jungler's down, and Ashura might be AFK, but Death Trap's jungler is now sent to respawn, as both teams will have to make do without their jungler for now. Sapphire back inside the bush. That is not looking good. Not a great dive for the man. Things are not going the way DT wanted it. He gets shut down. Sapphire put down, and now this Lord might be started out, but they don't have the numbers, and now we get another pause. Well, that's the final pause, man. Okay, so we look at this comment again. Okay, so I can see some comments here. Someone say Mattis was there for Valer because he will be CC immune. Yeah, Emmanuel, I have to clarify something with you that I said before. The Mortar Coil only grants CC immunity. It does not grant slow immunity. There is a difference between the two of them. The Valer slows and stuns. Now, as a Mattis, even if you're using the Mortar Coil, you are still vulnerable to slows. You can still be slow. So now, is that Valer's still gonna be cool? Yeah, he's still definitely gonna cook, obviously. He's cooking right now. Yeah, Mattis was for Valer. Well, so far so good. It is working. Emmanuel, he was able to pick him off the other time. So yeah, he was able to pick him up, but it got shut down. So, well, we're just gonna wait for the game to restart. I don't know why we're getting so many pauses. You know, we don't really like this kind of things. Everyone wants to see the action, guys. Wow. Okay, so I see another comment here. Zeno says I hardly use lightning form. Yeah, good choice there, man. Good choice. Personally, when it comes to setups and utility, the torrent form is better. When it comes to damage and just trying to bust someone down, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it's the third pause. Yeah, by the way, the other pause was not from Zen. So the second pause was not from Zen. I think it was from DT. So each team are just basically demanding their pauses. But you know how this goes, guys. Each team only gets 2 pauses. So there's a limit to which they can do all these things. At some points, they will run out of their pauses and they will not be able to demand. For example, Zen has run out of pauses. So the only people that can demand right now is DT. So that's the only recall spam I want to see, especially from the ref. I'm pretty sure the ref is taking note of this as well. So now we start the game and we resume the game rather. And the Lord dance has already started. It seems like Ashura has other places to be because he's still in the top lane and clearing the waves even though the Lord dance is ongoing. And then we see the bottom lane still gets the orange pop. I don't tire. He's trying to do something against Tractility and he's able to get away. The Spell of Glory barely catches him and now gets started with Wrath of Tractility in the bad spot. Penetrate shuts him down and finally they put him down. But then that was just to buy time. That was just a distraction, guys. Zen International just used Tractility as a distraction to make your micros matter, guys. The wave clears matter. These little things can be the difference between you winning or losing. Honestly, I've seen a lot of teams where they had the team fights, but their macros were the things that bought the opponent time. They wiped out the opponent team. Okay, Tranquility bad spots are still looking good. The Wrath of Triathlon team as well gets shut down, put down, and now Shadow maybe looking for a double here, but the man has to go back. He's trying to melt down this Lord as fast as possible. The reward manipulation comes out from Kenji, and Royal Lion is trying to push down the top lane inhibitor. The Lord as well also trying to push down the bottom inhibitor, and DT keep losing turrets. This is not looking good, but they do a 1-for-1 trade there. Zen International, man, anywhere they want to go, they are covering that. DT are not even trying to let them come close to this one. This is not looking good. This is so not looking good for Zen International, for Death Trap rather, because 65 seconds until the slot spawns again, they would have to deal with another load. And you know how this goes, guys. The more the game stays, the more the game stalls, the longer the game, the stronger the load, the higher the respawn time. So long-term wise, Zen International are actually going to win this. Short-term wise, well, Death Trap, they're gonna have to do something about this. They cannot keep letting Zen International take this load. It's not practical, guys. It's going to backfire against them, and it's going to get even harder and harder to defend against even more stronger lords. So yeah, 28 seconds until this slot spawns, and Sapphire, I hope he gets to pick the torrent from soon, because you don't want to go for the lightning. He's already on 171. He's gonna be pretty squishy when he uses the lightning form, and I wouldn't recommend that. I don't think I try to go for the grok. I doubt he's gonna do that. That's not gonna be nice. I don't think he can melt down the grok fast enough. But now the Lord spawns, and Ashura is already there, just waiting for that Lord to spawn, and they start the load here, and they're melting it down. Now we see a split push from Sapphire again with the Sora. I still think he would have been good in this Lord dance here. They melt down the Lord as fast as possible. There's no contest at all from Death Trap. They are prioritizing the macros instead of the objective, and now we get to see Sapphire clear out the bot lane, and Death Trap are gonna, Zen International are going to send their boys there as well to make sure those waves are in their favor, and another siege will ensue in their base. They only have the bottom inhibitor left. Death Trap, how are you going to play this for game one? Are you going to let them take the game and relegate yourself into the game two, where everything is going to be at stake for you guys? Or are you finally going to make a turnaround or a potential wipeout, which is pretty difficult to do? But then the Lord approaches from the top lane, and they're getting close there to the base. Ooh, we get to see the Lord already stopped by Sapphire. They're trying to melt it down, and they're looking for a chance here. Ethan Rampart comes in as well. That's not looking good. They pull back. They're looking for a perfect chance, a perfect positioning. But the bottom lane inhibitor goes down, and all the turrets are now down. Only the base is. Meanwhile, we see a chase again. I don't tire. Picks up Royal Lion, the Valer. But then, is he able to get away? Three players are chasing him down. Mortar Coil defensively, and that's the final stage of the Mortar Coil. Now that's on that cooldown. 3 players of DT, other 4 are stuck defending, and the Martis is able to escape. Wow, a pick off and an escape I don't tire is really going for the valet and really shutting him down this time around. That is a good move. But I think he should be prioritizing the Clint because Kendrick is 803. The man really needs to go down. He's dealing a lot of damage, comfortable from that back line. It's 80 seconds until that next down. Look at the builds. Sky Piercer on this Clint. And man, the man is on 80 stacks of Sky Piercer. If there's anyone that needs to be shut down right now, it's Kendrick. The man even has this build complete as well. Endless Battle, the core build, and Blade of Despair. Jeez, the damage on this Clint is going to be ridiculous. The man has the highest gold in the entire lobby, more than anybody. Kendrick, definitely top priority pick. 50 seconds until that Lord spawns, and let's see how DT is gonna play this one. As they still gonna play push, and let Zen International take the Lord even more, mind you, and give themselves another tough Lord to clear. Or will they finally come for a contest? Because I really want to see a contest, guys. I don't want to just keep saying free lords giving over to Zen International. I want to make sure, okay, these guys are actually trying to contest. And maybe they might even potentially win, you know. They might actually take the game. They might actually take the Lord if they try to contest. You know, the thing about Lord dances is, usually you want to try and even put some of your members there. Okay, shift this guy to lightning form. 12 glory pulls him back. Sapphire, thunder flash defensively, but they're trying to cut him down. It's 4 players. Zerito push him to the wall, and the penetrate doesn't do much. And Kendrick puts him down, and Kendrick, that is another stack of the Sky Pacer. That is, oh my goodness, Kendrick, this man needs to be shut down. This man is on the hit list. This man is just the hit man right now for Zen International, busting down anyone in their way, anyone in their sight. It's 3 players there on that Lord. They're melting it down. There's no contest at all from Dead Trap, and the Lord is melted down completely from the side of Zen International as they will finally get that Lord. And man, I am looking forward to how Dead Trap is going to defend this. Because, oh, bad spot, I give up bad spot, and now Spear of Glory pulls. Wow, the fact that Tranquility keeps landing those Spear of Glory. Did this man actually practice for this thing? Because that is I think, an 80% accuracy on that Spear of Glory. I'm pretty sure this guy is going to be pretty good with the Franco because, geez, this guy lands those pretty frequently. Okay, now the Lord approaches, and, man, another siege to defend with only 4 players. That's the thing about the late games. The respawn time must just keep increasing, and it's gonna get difficult. I don't tire. I might be looking for an opening. I think I'm gonna go for the valet, but that's a bad spot. Motakoi defensively. The man wants to get away, but then gets pulled back and busted down immediately by Kendrick. No chance at all. Now it's only 3 players left to defend, but can they still defend this? Edging around part of the flicker out the tactical positioning. Shadow, Blue manipulation comes out to play. They want to go for the place. They want to lock down the place, and Zen International take game 1. Well, I think we all saw that coming, guys. I think we all knew that was how that's gonna go. The moment that they took down the Alice, Zen International was gonna take that game, and yeah, they did. Okay, that is it for game 1, guys. We're gonna have to go for the game 2, and hopefully, well, 3.0 for Sapphire. Wow, that's not exactly the performance you want to see for the Sora. And DT, if you are a player in DT, well, this is it. If you want to still stay in the Rising Stars, you have to win the next game. You have to win. You can't afford to lose this game. You must force that map 3. You must force it. If you are a player of DT, if you are Zen, then you're looking good. You're looking very, very good right now. If you're Zen. And if you're DT, well, no can do. Say no to this, because this is the last spot stop for you. It's either you win here or it's the door. There's no lower bracket anymore. This is the lower bracket. There's no next game anymore. This is the last game. It's now or never, DT. It's now or never. And look at the pathway from the lower brackets round. We saw DT start out in the lower brackets round. Is that round 4? Rather, let me just find DT real quick. Let me just find where DT actually dropped, because DT actually dropped and lost. Yeah, lower bracket round 4. They dropped. And Ordeal of Fate was the one who put them there. So Zen International dropped as well. And now we see the winner. Yeah, you can see the game there. Ordeal of Fate actually beat them 2-1. They threw that game. That game was thrown, by the way. And now we see Ordeal of Fate beat Rogue Wolves. Ordeal of Fate qualified to the finals and are waiting for who is going to go to the lower bracket. So DT, if you want to get your revenge match, you have to make it past here. You cannot actually, not a single torrent form. Yeah, Fredetta, nice observation there. We did not see a single torrent form from the Sora, Sapphire. We did not see that. So, hey, hopefully we get to see that if he does pick the hero again. So yeah, if there's a revenge match that DT wants to do, it's gonna start here. Unless if they lose here, then there's no potential for a revenge match for them anymore. We're just gonna wait for the ref to actually load the game while I take water. Excuse me. Okay, so while the ref actually does his thing, I'm going to be engaging the comments and talking to you guys in the comment section right now. And yeah, I can see someone saying no front line now. GG's, yeah. That was that game, man. That game wasn't exactly. Moga says drink Subu. that oh my goodness, that's funny. Well, yeah, production, thank you very much for your suggestion. And I'm trying my best not to laugh at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, definitely if we're to look at that lineup and that game, I want to point out that the Sora honestly could have done things differently. You are a Sora. You have the potential for a setup. Why did you not do that? And also, I also want to point out the Mattis as well. The extension in that final moment was a bit not necessary, but then he did it and he got trapped and the CC was just too much, my goodness. And yeah, the Belric as well, you know, well, things have happened, guys. Let's just not talk about it so much, okay? They did what they could. Unfortunately, it just wasn't the best. And yeah, I'm just gonna wait for the second game and let's hope DT learned from their mistakes this time around, guys. I really want to see DT come back from this. I don't want them to actually end their golden road like this. It's not gonna look nice at all. It's not gonna look nice to Same Bros, their squad leader. Yeah, Ajayi, yeah, good statement there. Imagine the missed torrent from Flicker setups. Yeah, the torrent from has a lot of combos that could have been insane. He had good follow-up. Yeah, Death Trap has won Zen before. Yeah, they have. But the thing is, it's not about who has won who before. It's not about who has won who, guys. It's about who is winning who now. That's the thing, because in the winners bracket round 1, Death Trap actually beat the Zen International 2-0. Now we get to see Zen International. This is a revenge match. I don't want to believe the script that says Zen International purposely drops to the lower bracket so they can beat. I don't want to. That is just agenda. That's just an unnecessary agenda. I don't want to believe that. Death Trap won, yes, but are they winning today? No. They have lost the game 1, and we have seen reverse sweeps though. We have seen reverse sweeps. Ordeal of Fate have shown us that. Phantom against Nyx in the winners bracket quarterfinals, we saw that as well. So hey, reverse sweeps are possible, but if there's gonna be a reverse sweep, it's gonna start now. And I can see some comment here. Midday says, I think Mattis was trying to force out their core skills further away from base so that the rest can try to defend, most especially Mincy's ult. Yeah, that is good. That is a good statement to make, actually. And I agree with you, because we saw him do that in that, I think the second siege or the third siege. I wasn't really counting. We saw the Mattis go for a pick-off on the Valet and then run towards the top lane and lured 3 players, distracted them, and bought enough time. But the thing is, that doesn't work all the time. When your teammates realize that, okay, that's just a big distraction, they're just gonna they're just gonna, ignore you and go for the base instead. So that's it. I'm just waiting for the second game so that we can get to see how this ends, because that's what everyone wants to see. Everyone wants to see how this whole thing ends. Everyone, okay, we're all interested in how it started, but we are more interested in how it ends. Excuse me, guys. I can see Zeno saying this is revenge. Wow. I don't know about revenge though, but it definitely, excuse me. I don't know about revenge, but it definitely will look good for Zen International if they end this 2-0, because they're literally paying DT back in their own coin for this one. They're literally paying them back in their own coin. Okay, so let's go. Ref, please, let's do this. Let's do this so that we can see this game and I can get a rest. Yeah, okay. Let's see how the final game ends. Let's see how the final game ends. Man, this is something. Ref, please let us do this. Time is going. VAR for what exactly? What game do you need screening on that you want to do a VAR for? I am seeing the comments, guys. I am seeing you. I can see Moga saying there should be VAR. Wow. I don't know if you guys know what you're asking. You guys, so that they can be Moga. I didn't exactly understand what they can be replays. Oh, okay. Oh, you meant highlights. Oh, that's a thing actually. Don't worry, you're gonna see some of that probably tomorrow, because tomorrow is the finals, guys. Tomorrow everything is at stake. Tomorrow will be
the euphony of suffering.
Yeah, production just confirmed that we're not gonna be seeing that tomorrow. So sad. Production, Joy Killer. Thank you very much, production. He's laughing so hard right now. Even you guys can hear him right now. Okay, we get to enter the second game right now, and I think I see a Clint ban from DT. Very valid. The Clint was Kendrick was a menace with that pick, and then we see a Granger ban as well on the side of Zen, Julian ban on the side of Zen, and DT. If you ban the valet, just ban the valet, please. Ban the valet. Don't anything. Just ban the valet. Take down the valet, please. Or take down the Xborg or something that will be problematic to your team. Because clearly it was a problem. 4 seconds, make your decision, Kenji. 1 second, it bans the Grok. Decent. It's I don't really see the Grok as a pick that is Ryuju picks up the menace pick. We've seen Ryuju play the carry before. We know how devastatingly crazy that Ryuju can play that pick. Ryuju's carry can be devastating sometimes, and the fact that DT did not ban that in the draft or in the lobby and gave it over to Ryuju, damn, that's not good. And I like the fact that Kendrick gave the gold lane now to Ryuju, and now Ryuju is now playing the gold lane, and Kendrick could probably play on that lane. Jesus Christ. Glue. Oh my goodness. Xborg and Glue is picked. The 2 heroes that are constantly banned. Oh my goodness. DT is bringing out everything this time around, because why shouldn't they? Why shouldn't they? This is their last game potentially. If they lose here, they are out of Rising Stars. So they want to do everything they can to win, even if it means using heroes that are, that are picks that are steadily banned and it's going to give them an edge. They're going to do it. So yeah, Kendrick goes for a Zetian. Wow, a Jusin rather. And now we see Yuju going for a carry, and also we see Shadow. Is that Hanabi pick? Hanabi is good, by the way. Hanabi is a very good pick, by the way. I respect the Hanabi pick. Hanabi can be pretty deadly if you know what you are doing. If you have the petal barrage passive is pretty good. The attacks, the basic attacks can keep bouncing, between the enemies, and also when you use the Equinox, you gain an extra shield, and also the Igam banner, for the immobilization. Soul Scroll as well can also bounce through the enemies, the S2. And then I give up. Gonna have to take down his final ban 1 second, and I kept wondering, oh, he missed the ban. That is no good. DT missed their final ban, and Ashura is gonna have to take down someone here, and he needs to take down a mage, potentially take down a Zetian. There's a good chance, yeah, taking down the Valet is valid. I like that. I love the fact that Zen did not take any chances, because if DT has picked a Valet to add to this lineup, oh my goodness, it will just be overkill on that part. It will be something else. And I can see some of the comments right now. I can see someone saying, Moga says, wonderful and deadly. Foretta says, I'm putting my money on DT now. Well, not so fast though. Not so fast. MZ, the score is 1-0. DT lost to Zen International 1-0. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Camilla into a Hanabi, into an Xborg. The synergy right now on DT is peak. But that is not something I'm going to comment anymore, because we saw them have synergy in the first game as well, and they did not utilize it. They had a Sora, they had a Beatrix follow-up, they had a Yi follow-up, they did not utilize it. Now we get to see the Sora potentially getting picked by Ashra. Yes, he picked it. And is that a Badang room? I think that's a Badang room. Yeah, that's a Badang room. And Kenji is going to have to go for someone now for the final pick to conclude everything. He's going to go for a mage. A mage that works so well right now is, that's not banned in the draft, the Zetian. The Zetian will go so well. The Zetian combos so well with, oh, he goes for a Sicilian. Okay, I think that was the final cherry on top. The Sicilian going with the Camilla. Yeah, DT has the better draft. I'm going to come on and say it, guys. DT has the better draft. What do you think, Go? What do you think? You guys might have counter opinions. Let me hear from you guys. Okay, so I can see someone say, win DT in the chats, boys. Paquito is crazy. Is it disrespect? First man was so off for DT. There's solid, yeah, solid picks. I agree, Equalizer. Very solid picks. But execution is everything. Execution, again, is everything. We saw DT have good picks in the first game. They did not execute properly. Now we get to see them have good picks again. Will they execute properly? But there's a good chance, because one thing about games like this is when your pick is this solid, when your pick is this good, it's pretty difficult for you guys to flop, unless, well, your team is like Carl's team. I'm gonna be throwing random shades on Carl for once in a while, which I normally don't do, but hey, he's not watching the stream right now, so I can do that. Anyways, my goodness. Yeah. The CC Allods, Zetian is just there. Yeah, Zetian is good. Zetian would have been nice. I can see MZ even saying DT for the second win. Wow, you guys are already very confident on this one. Okay, all right. That's something. Okay, now we get straight into this. I am looking forward to this, really. I am looking forward to this. I want to see how DT plays this, because Kendrick, it was a problem with the Clint, but now he's going mid lane. He's playing the Jusin, and I want to see how well he does. Does the changing lane give Zen an advantage? Don't forget, guys, they have a Sura. And this time around, the Sura is jungling, not EXP. So there's no flicker combination there. It's just a normal Sura. So let's see how they play this, really. Game 2, everything's at stake. Dead trap. Are you going to take the game? Or are you going to let this game go over to the opponent team? Now we get to see them start out so well. And just wait. Do their early game farm. And farm and farm and farm. Okay, so I can see some comments. I can see some comments here. Someone saying DT will lose if there's no team fight. Wow, that is a bold statement. Anyways, and I can see someone saying who won game 1. Oh my goodness, it's an early game pause. I think at this point I'm just gonna stop talking. Now we see the drafts, guys. The Xborg is going up against the Sora, and I can see the Sicilian as well. Combo, the Star-Crossed Lover are basically together, the Sicilian and the Camilla. And on the other side, we see the Badang. They're running a Badang room. There's a very solid follow-up for the Badang, which is the Sora with the Torrent form, and the Paquito for the Burst, the carry as well for the Burst. Jusin for the control. Things are looking good on Zen when it comes to those pickoffs. But when it comes to those AoEs, leave it to Death Trap. They've got that one in check. The Xbox Last Insanity, the Sicilian Sanguine Claws, and the Bat Feast, and also the Bat Impact, the Camilla's Curse of Blood, the Camilla's Bloodbath, and also the Camilla's Crimson Wings, the glue Slam, and the Gabana for the I don't really, the Goyo is pretty small, but I'm still gonna mention it. The Gabana on the Hanabi. And I want to read in the comments while the game is paused. Okay. So someone says yeah, Paquito and Badang is good pick off. Yeah, very correct. The Badang has this thing whereby, yeah, dive versus poke. Let's see how this goes. Honestly, I'm just gonna stop talking, guys, because it seems like the more I talk, there's a higher chance of them being a pause. And we have 1 minute 37 seconds, so let's just wait until the time runs out. Saves me the energy. Okay, we get the on pause and we start the game. We resume it, rather. I think I've been seeing Rather recently way too many times. I think I definitely gotta stop that. Okay. Genji, just declare the lanes there. Wow, already? What the hell? Tranquility again. We saw this pattern in the early games last game. We saw Tranquility start out well, dealing with the EXP laner, the opposing EXP laner, and this is a glue he's going up against. And the man has already drawn the first blood. Man, Zen International did not come to play, and that is another pause. Oh my goodness. Jeez. What is going on, guys? What is going on, guys? These are way too many pauses this time around. And thank goodness that wasn't a pause. It seems like that was a wrong call from the ref. And well, bad for us, because then we don't get to wait that extra 3 minutes. But we see something that Mlhub rotate and then brought back with the Lantern Flare, and the Sideway Claws doesn't connect onto any down bottom, just farming and making sure that he gets his gold up. That's what you should do in the early games, you know. But then due to that kill that Tranquility got on ESP lane, now there's a 1k gold lead for Zen. And I'm not even stretching it. That's one thing about the kills. Ooh, 1v3, Yuju. Flicker already baited out. He's trying to recall. They're not letting him. They're trying to shut him down early. But that Toto is already up top. Yuju is buying time for his team to take that last Toto. And Death Trap doesn't even realize it. The Toto is already gone before they even get there. Nice one. Nice distraction from Yuju. Oh, Death Trap definitely need to work on their objective priority skills, because this, it cannot be. We saw this happening in game 1 where they keep getting, Zen International keeps getting all the objectives, and now we see a dive, that's Shadow, now with the range strike as well. Of course, Torrent Form prioritized and gets him taken down, showing that the Torrent Form can also do damage, not just the Lightning Form. Ashura played that well, and I gave up coming in to see whether he can still protect that tier 1 on the gold lane. Zen International, now 1k gold, is solidly ahead of Death Trap. And Death Trap, you really need to somehow find a way out of this, because objectives gonna have to be prioritized from now on. You cannot afford. That's a drive again. Jab with the knockout strike. Tranquility is going up against the glue, and he knows that, and he's gonna have to just clear the way. So grab, gets one in, but then he's ripped.
Blue team has slain the turtle.
He was nowhere. He was actually in the turrets, just waiting there and just camping there. But then Up top, Tranquility still going up against Glue, and I'm starting to wonder where that draft synergy that DT has is good, because I haven't actually seen a good course of blood since the game started. Meanwhile, we see Tranquility cutting the lanes and trying to go for a cut here and maximum 6 stacks, but he doesn't use a grab on him. He just holds out on that instead. And man, Death Trap, what is the plan? Because if things continue like this, this is just going to go in the way of Zen. We cannot continue like this. Now it's a 3k gold lead. We've started from a 1k gold lead. We went to a 2k gold lead. Now we're in a 3k gold lead. The Thunderbird's already bought, and by Subnator Muhid for that extra true damage when it comes to that. But still, Death Trap need to get their game up. They need to make sure those team fights are starting to go in their favor, and those objectives are starting to get prioritized, and they need their teammates. Sky PSR boss by Kendrick. We saw him get up to 80 stacks on the cleans with that Sky PSR the last time. It was a menace. Now that he gets it, I'm wondering what he's going to get this time around. Meanwhile, top lane, there's a skirmish there. Production. There's a skirmish on the top lane. Ooh. The Glue prioritizes the turret for safety, which is a wise decision. The turtle will soon spawn. And you already see the boys of the Zen. So the gold lane torrent form again with the storm bind for the stones there, and a dive for the Skyfall there, but gets taken out. Ashra Wufo is outnumbered, and Kenji, Ryuji rather, is not willing to follow him into that fight, and not a good call, because the turtle will soon. Oh, Ashra is going to be back before the turtle spawns, so you know, not such a bad call. But you, as a jungler, you don't want to get into a fight just before the turtle spawns. Especially as the game drags on, because the respawn timers are going to get higher, and if the jungler is not there, you reduce your team chance of winning that total contest or a Lord contest. Now we see rotations there. Okay, onto the top lane. Death Trap getting zoomed out by Sabrina Muhid on this Badang. They start out the turtle there. Now we see the last, no, not even the last Lucidity, because the Varaga armor is already down, so you can't even use it. Tranquility, Sanguine caught in the Sanguine Claws. Now the Glue comes out to play. The turtle is almost half HP, and another turtle is giving over to Zen International, being the third turtle in a row, and they go for the course of blood, connecting onto 4. But where's the follow-up? Where's the follow-up, guys? There's no follow-up for that. Such a beautiful course of blood, and now they pin back with a fist break, and of course they go for the turret form. So, turret form prioritized, and the storm bind comes out as well from Ashura. The turret form is the only form being prioritized right now from Ashura. It's really trying to shove that potential into. You had the Sora, you did not use the turret at all. I'm going to only use the turret, and I'm going to show you what that turret can do that you missed out on. And still, the gold lane, we haven't seen any drama so far from the gold laners. They are just playing it safe. 0-0-1 on Ryuju, 0-1-1 on Shadow. They're just playing it really safe, farming, building, and just waiting. Now look at the build. We see the second Trinity build, the golden staff on the carry, one more, which is the Demon Hunter sword to complete it all. But the Hanabi is a little bit slow on the uptake now. He's building the second build. The Corrosion Sky is already bought though, so that's the thing about being behind in gold, guys. These things affect the entire team. We'll see a Pisces strategy there. Kendrick dives in as well. The Equinox is helping the Hanabi. That was the maximum start finish. You see now the turret form comes in again. Now the fist break for the follow-up there, and Zen International. So it's synergy, and there's no way for I give up to get out of that. The Storm find stones, and now the dive in again. Ashura wants to get away from Shadow, and Kenji melt him down before they can, and still down bottom and top lane has to be cleared by both these teams. Like I said, guys. Oh, flicker in, what the tranquility! The boss! Man, what the heck was that tranquility? This man on the Paquito. 2-0-1, and that is not looking good, because the one kill that she should have gotten was taken by the Sicilian, and now she gets shot down again. The Hanabi is now on a 0-2-2 and a free tier 1 given over to Ryuju. If it does, he doesn't push it, they actually let the Camilla go. And all the turtles were taken by the Hanabi, guys. By the way, all the turtles were taken by the Hanabi. This is not even looking good at this point, honestly. I don't know, man. I don't know, guys. This is... The Lord already started out, and Zen International are just gradually taking everything away. Death Trap finally gets a single objective, and Ashura tries to dive in. Kira shuts down Kendrick. That's a good shot down. Death Trap gets the first Lord, and that's going to bring them closer when it comes to gold lead. The gold lead now reduced. You can see The goal is not 2K. This is what I talked about, guys. The thing about objectives and gold, they are very interconnected. Taking objective has a big advantage. If the Zen are taking that Lord, that would have widened the gap even more. I rest my case on that matter. Okay, Lord approaching from the top lane. If you are Zen, this should be an easy clear because you have more turrets standing. And if you are dead trap, well, at least try to see if you can get at least one turret out of this. I give up in front of Pincer.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
But then that Lord is still coming from the top lane. They are looking for what they can do, but it seems like Ashura is looking for his chance here. That's the peace break as well with the Torrent form. Shifting Skies comes out, and that's the follow-up against Stormvine, stunning them, keeping them from getting away. And the Force comes out. I don't tire, will fall Force. That's Zen International taking advantage of the synergy and the damage, taking down one, but Ashura Force in return. So it's a 1-for-1 trade.
Blue team turret has been
Meanwhile,
destroyed.
Shadow takes down the tier 1 in the bot lane. Golden Staff purchased, and the last insanity doesn't do much to Ryuju. Baraga Armor lost. The Lord still approaching from the top lane, and somehow Dead Trap has started to benefit from the Lord they took because they have taken some turrets with it. 2 turrets taken down, and Zen International, this is the effect of losing the Lord. This is the effect. We get to see that now, and well, we get to see things going well for Dead Trap, which is a good breather because now the gold lead is super close. It's only 300 gold difference between both of them. We are 3K at some point, and Dead Trap, they're finally living up to it. They're finally, playing like people that actually only have one chance left because they only have one chance left. No jokes there. I'm not joking, guys. I'm very serious. This is Dead Trap last chance to prove themselves and actually push this to a game 3. And if they don't, well, that's it, guys. That's it. 44 seconds until that load spawns, and I'm pretty sure Zen is not gonna let this one go over to Dead Trap because that's not gonna be nice. Fragility gets tier 1 on the gold lane. I like the fact that the Hanabi just prioritized 3-man cost of loss there. First follow up there. Batfist comes out to form for Shift Skyfall, and now you see I don't tire enters the turret but takes the kill, gets killed in return. 1-for-1. I don't know if that was worth it though, because 17 seconds until that Lord spawn now. They don't have a marksman or an EXP on either teams, but let's see how they play it. Let's see how they play really. 5 seconds to this lost one. Tranquility. They're gonna need you if they want to take this one. So try not to make any plays that can be counterproductive either for your team or for yourself. So yeah, try not to do that, man. Try not to do that. And now we see them moving. Okay, Lord is already there. They start it out. They need to do something. They really have to do something about this. They can't let this Lord go to Dead Trap. Zen International, if Dead Trap takes this, they're gonna take the gold lead. You have the gold lead right now, but trust me, that's gonna change. The life is there. That's the reform, and I still set. Another dive as well for Hero. Is quick to put it down, and Hero gets a double with the expo. Kendrick gets another. It's 1-for-1 trade, 1-for-2 trade in favor of Dead Trap, but they lose that load, and now the gold lead will finally be 2K in favor of Zen International. That is something. That is definitely something. Ashura might have fallen, but the man at least got what he came for and at least took the Lord. That was good. That was a good play. Zen International, now it's your chance for your siege, and let's see what you make out of it. They get back their numbers, and the siege will ensue. Dead Trap, how are you going to defend against this? No, please. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't tire. Don't do that. He's melted. Get melted down. Gets pulled back. Ooh, we're supposed to pull him back. Oh, he's still chasing him down and gets taken down. That cannot be good. Is this the fall of Dead Trap? Is this the end of Dead Trap? This tranquility on the other side. He has taken down the tier 2 on the gold lane. The Lord now. Yeah, sorry guys. We had a little difficulties there, but then we are back. We are back indeed. And wow, this game is it's definitely getting closer than ever. The gold lead is now very close, and the boys of DT definitely want to see if they can end this one and perhaps take down that that inhibitor in the center Zen International. This is not looking good at all. They want to end the game, and Ryuju, maybe an early speedy light bills there. The man will have to wait. That Lord is what they should prioritize at this point in time, because honestly, they actually need it. They need this Lord so much. They need this Lord, guys. Yeah, they need this Lord. Okay, so 70 seconds, and what do they have at this point? Zen. I can see Zeno's in the chats, by the way. Yo, Zeno's, what's up, man? How you doing, man? Yeah, I can see Zeno. Zeno says, Zen are big. Well, hopefully they win, because DT needs to win. They need to win, honestly. Equalizer says with those picks, they can't lose. Well, let's see how the game goes, guys. Let's see how the game goes. All right, so we see I give up now coming in. Kendrick, I don't know, man. At this point, they're just trying to just make sure they stay. And is that, look at the positioning on the Sora. Ashura is just waiting at this point, just chilling and unsuspecting. They don't even realize that he's not even close to themselves. They don't even realize that he's missing. Ryuji already used the speedy light. He's trying to melt down I give up. Look at the damage he's dealing to I give up. And wow, I give up. Okay, put back and the follow up there. They take down the Camilla, and the Yaban already committed there. They want to make sure Ashura is gonna go. Ashura is gonna go, but then the shield is already there, and the Petal Barrage passive saved the Anabi from being controlled by the shifting skies. My goodness, that was close. And now the Lord is already there. And now they're starting the Lord. They don't have a Roma. They don't have an initiator. Meanwhile, into the back line, I see Tranquility there against the glue. Lord is already half HP. Astra, they're going to need you. You can't afford to get taken out at this point in time. Hero is already there. Last Insanity comes out to play. Ashura, we need your entry! Ashura! Tranquility takes out the jungler, but now they won't take it out for Hero gets the Lord. But where are the numbers to push the base? Where are the numbers? Hero is already low, and we get taken out by Ryuji, shut down, and they're gonna go for that Lord. Zen International still lost that Lord, but somehow preserved their numbers, and only 2 players left. Ryuji is there to melt down that Lord. My goodness, the Lord may have just bought some time for Death Trap, because if they had lost that Lord, we all know that would have been the end. That would have been the end of the game, honestly. And Lord is already melted down. And, well, we're going to have to wait for another Lord Siege, guys. Another Lord Siege just before this game can end. Death Trap are really trying their best. They still don't have the gold lead. At some point they did, then they lost it. Tranquility is really pushing. Tranquility is up top, and he's trying to make sure those waves are in their favor. Ryuji is at this point, the late game minions are so strong that Ryuji has to use the ultimates to melt them down. That is something. Thinking that is the carry, and the carry has some decent amount of damage. That is definitely something. And still, I'm gonna have to go though. And now 79 seconds. What's the time? They need to make sure they get this right. This Lord is right. There's a lot riding on this Lord. We see Tranquility there up top, going up against the glue. But we both know that that's just a little skirmish there. Ashura is looking for a chance with that torrent form. Sabrina Muid as well. The man is looking for a chance. There's a concealed play, but they already know what he can do. They already know what he's doing, about to do as well. And DT, there's a lot of people riding on you guys now, so you guys can afford to lose. Ryuji buys the immortality. That's a good move. You know, those late game clutches, those late game respawn timers are very high. So if that immortality is gonna save, then go for it. Honestly, go for it. And now 35 seconds, 34 seconds until this low spawn. Tranquility is gonna have to recall back. He's getting blindsided in that situation there. If he gets caught in it, that would be bad. 25 seconds until that load spawns. Positioning will matter. Engagement will matter. I give up. Mikey, post it down. I give up. Mikey, post it down. My goodness, this is what we're talking about. I give up. Get posted down and somehow get taken out. Kendrick finishes the job, and that is them losing out their jungler. That's a double kill. And now Zen International go for the finish. It's not with a bad spot and a triple kill for Kendrick. And now the shifting skies comes out and wipe out potentially. Now DT showed the game. Is DT out of the match? I know players already know that chasing him down. Zen International want to force down the second to the last member. It's here. They might have sold the game, but the grab, but that doesn't matter. They will try to force him down in spite of it all. The grab, you to melt him down, and only one player left. Hero, the last man standing, and the Lord is there. Zen International have shown that they still have the grit to take down that Lord and take members. What the heck was that triple kill, Kendrick? What was that man on? Clint or Juicing? It doesn't matter. The man will still cook with whatever he has his hands on. That is insane. That is insane. And now the Lord will come out. And honestly, I don't even know how this is gonna play, because Death Trap right now, they could really use that Lord in their favor. And then we get to see a 4K gold lead, but then they will start to push. And the base is what will matter. Immortality purchased once again by Hero. Let's see if this is going to be the map, and if this is going to be the moment where DT will finally get put out of their game, or if this is going to be the moment where Zen International will push for a game 3, will lose and go for a game, we go for a game 3. But that mid lane turret is going to have to get taken down to a lot of macro management from their side, and now they have to push for that, because this is going to matter if they're going for it. They're going for that. Oh, they don't have the minion waves to do that. That Lord is going to get melted down real quickly. That Lord is going to get melted down. They've lost that. They've lost that Lord, guys. They've lost that Lord. Well, they tried at least. They lost that Lord, guys. Now they're trying to melt down that inner turret. See, this is where turrets comes into play, guys. Turrets matter a lot. And this is where the outer turret in the mid lane will come to play. 69 seconds until the next Lord. They have the 5K gold lead. And now we see that top lane. Kendrick is already there to try to melt it down. And melt down those minions, rather. And 58 seconds, 57 seconds. They're just waiting until that Lord spawns. And I'm pretty sure Death Trap doesn't want to throw this game in front of everybody. They don't want to do that. They want to make sure they get their macros properly, do them well, make sure nobody dies unnecessarily. And you can see they're just waiting for that potential pick-off. They're just waiting for that pick-off. They want to pick off the Camilla first, and I'm pretty sure the Camilla knows that she's starting to stay back, and they can't just enter anyhow because the carry is just going to melt you down. 28 seconds until that Lord spawns. The top lane macros are being done by Hero. They need to make sure that one is in check, and also the bottom lane. Tranquility in a bad spot. Tranquility needs to go back as a defensive jab. And 15 seconds until this Lord spawns. It's now or never. Zen International is going to have to take it. Astra is already there. They've positioned there. And Hero is still busy in the top lane against this Yusin. But they've already started out. Oh, they also started the Lord, actually. And the Lord spawns. And man, they've started out the Lord. Hero is still in mid lane, trying to clear out the waves there to go up against them. Ooh, the waves will matter, though. They need to make sure they clear out those waves, though, because the waves are actually what matters. They've taken and started out the Lord. The numbers, man, the numbers. Zen International had to take advantage of this there. Ooh, that's a bad spot. YouTube flickers out, and it's already low. Immortality is going to help him, but is he able to flicker away? No, Yuji will fall, get shot down. Tranquility is toppling, trying to push there. That cannot be good. They need their numbers. They need to pull back. Zen International, you need to pull back. This is not the time. Ashura is already low. Ashura wants to get away. He's able to get away, and the Lord is still there. And somehow DT will have to give themselves that Lord. Man, this is just synergy and team advantage, man. They don't have a marksman, so this is just an advantage in numbers here, and they're trying to keep them away. You can see that Ashura is still trying to find a way into that Lord. Is there a chance for this? Can they still make something out of this? Is Ashura a bit too early with the shifting skies? The man went there, and now the man is taking some decent amount of damage, and he doesn't have the shifting skies anymore. Can he still make something out of this? Can he still do this? He's stunned, and can he still dive in with a retreat battle? And somehow Ashura gets it. My goodness, Ashura gets the Lord, and now Deadty. He's just gonna let himself get killed because he's gotten what he came for. They're gonna have to pull back. Kendrick still not taken down. He's low, gets pulled back. And now in a bad spot, Sabrina Muhi, the man wants to just get back into his space. You see the minion waves coming. You see the minions and the Lord already out there. But then DT wants to ignore that Lord. DT wants to just make sure they push the base. They have the minions. They have the numbers. But can they still push? Tranquility to the pipeline. Is that a Pfizer strategy? That cannot be good. DT, watch out for your minions. Clear those first. That's what's going to matter. DT, focus on the Lord. This is a late game Lord. DT, do not underestimate it. It's already heading towards your base. Go for the Lord. DT is leaving the Lord to the tanks, and now we see Tranquility just distract them, move them around, and buy time for his team to boost form. My goodness, that is just good play, man. That is just good play, guys. Zen are still hanging in there. This is a 28-minute match, by the way. This is something else. I don't even know, guys. I don't even know at this point. They get Ryuju back, and I'm pretty sure the man is probably gonna switch over though from that immortality because that will be on cooldown. He needs to switch over and be very careful with this carry because this carry has a lot of damage in late games. You don't want to be caught in that. Honestly, you really don't want to be. Neither would I if I were you. And now we say dive there. Tranquility, bad sports. Man has to go back. And the Anabi has definitely got some burst in her. And you have to be very careful. Ryuju just falls back 50 seconds until that Lord spawns. The Lord is only going to get stronger, guys. It's only going to get stronger. And I want to see how Zen does this. You've taken 2 Lords in a row and defended against one. DT, let's see how you play it. Is this going to be it? Is this where DT finally breaks through and end? Or is this where Zen finally call it a close for this game? Let's see how that's going to go. In 25 seconds, we're going to see what the game looks like. 20 seconds left. And man, this is an intense match because this is a lot to deal with, honestly. This is a lot to deal with. Sabrina Muhid, man is just waiting for a perfect chance. You can see Ryuju as well, just waiting for a potential setup so they can boss the person down. But look at the bottom lane though. We see I don't tire right there with the macros. And I like the fact that Tranquility is aware of that. It's already recalling to make sure that those macros don't come against them. It's very important. They saw the Lord dance. And now we see them try to go for something here. Ashra, man is just hanging around, taking some decent damage. 70 seconds. Respawn timer, that cannot be good because of blood connector to 2. Ryuju goes for the back line. Kenji in a bad spot, it's already very low, and now they will try to melt down. I give up though. Nobody has spawned it just yet. The grab already on Kendrick, and Ryuju is just holding out until grab taking pause. And now see the Lord is already half HP. Don't mistake anything. Zen International, you need to prioritize that Lord. Ooh, Sabrina Muid will fall. That cannot be good. But they do almost lose a member there. Yeah, they lose a member. That's 1 for 1. And now the Lord almost there. Ashura is preserving his HP. Shifting Skies comes as Ashura. Somehow Shadow takes the Lord instead. Now a double kill for Hero. And Zen International, macros have to be prioritized. And it looks like we're going to go for a game 3 because DT have taken 3 players and only 2 players left. The Lord already taken down. And I don't know if only 2 players can defend against this Lord. And it looks like we're going to go for a game 3. Looks like we're going to go for a game 3, guys. That's something, man. These guys just had to force out this game 3. DT really hanging out in there. The response timers are very high, and I don't think just the 2 of them can actually pull this off. But then, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes, guys. Okay, now Speedy Light just comes out. I don't think he can do this, Ryuju. I don't know if he can do this. He's trying to go out, now trying to do something, though. And melt down this Lord as fast as possible. But last Insanity comes out to play in the back line. They dive, and the base will be targeted. And what the heck? The Lord is still not in the base. The minions are out. I give up to 4. The Lord is almost melted down, but the base will be targeted, and we go for a game 3. Yeah, I agree. That took so long, man. That took way too long. Excuse me, let me get some water, guys. I'm out of water here. Dang, I don't know how to water. Excuse me. Let's go. We've started the game. All right, guys. So this is gonna be the final match for tonight,
My
and
kiss.
well,
Will it grant immortality
before DT was on the spot,
or death?
and now these teams are on the spot. So anybody that takes it, that's it. Whoever loses here goes home. Zen International have lost their edge. They've lost the gap they once had, and DT also. They've now regained a little foothold in the game. A lot of bans I saw, Xborg, Minsita, Kari were taken in the lobby bans. Now we see Glue taken out as well. Most of the OP picks have been taken out, guys. So this time around, it's just left pure
suffering.
versatility. You have to rely on your versatility as a player and how well you have other heroes outside of these heroes. And let's see how that starts with DT having the first pick. And I give up going for the first pick here. Let's see how that starts. 12 seconds until the man spawns, until the man makes a decision. Sicilian. Okay, that's good. That's really good pick. We saw him cook with this pick the last time. The fact that they did not ban the Sicilian though. Okay, let's not overthink it, guys. Let's not overthink it. Zen International. Let's see what they go for. The God on Tranquility. My goodness, that's a Milton signature pick. And now we see Ryuji here. Want to go for something on his own end. Kendrick goes for a Yuzhong. My goodness. Okay. Back dive, definitely in check. Now Kira doesn't have the Xbox because Xbox is already banned in the lobby. So let's see what he goes for instead. And okay, Clint. The Shadow goes for the Clint, and I don't tire goes for a Sora. I think at this point they're just exchanging the Sora picks between both of them. Honestly, they're just exchanging the Sora picks, and now Sublina Mohid as well is just
Detective Fredrin.
It's actually Ashura goes for the Fredrin. Second frontline check. Ryuju bans the Julian check. Julian and Granger has been on consistent ban ever since this entire fixture started. Now Hero Kira is gonna have to wait for that little chance that they have there and just relax and perhaps just wait for his time or wait until that inspiration comes in on who to ban, because these guys seem to take their sweet time in banning and also picking. And now we see Sabrina Mohid there with the next choice to select the hero, and the Camilla. Oh, I see what's happening here. They did not allow them to pick the Camilla because they know that the Camilla and Sicilian combo is pretty OP actually. And then they steal the Camilla away for themselves and the Sicilian on the other side. And now we see I give up and Hero. I give up. Belric is a pretty good pick. I will pretty much approve the Belric. But then you can also go for something else as well. The Mino works. The Mino is pretty good. I feel like an Atlas would also do justice here as well. And Kira looks like he wants to go for a Yuson Shin jungle. That's okay. And the collector's came, by the way, Lone Destructor. Ryuju, the man is going to have to go for a last final pick here to decide the final draft for the final game between both these teams. They're not going to run into each other anymore. This is the lower bracket. Whoever loses here doesn't get a chance at the revenge match. It's just going to be a beef that might probably live on until the next tournament. It's Obsidia that Ryuju will settle for as the final pick for the boys of Zen, as we now get straight into the game 3, the final matchup between both these teams. Everything is at stake. It's all or nothing for these teams. I'm going to be engaging the comments while the game loads, guys. Okay, so Zeno says, Black Matter, do you know any team with Isura always lose? Check it out with the game from game 1 to game 2. That is actually a very nice observation. That is a nice observation, Zeno. I gotta commend you on that. Yeah, it is true. And I can see someone saying, who do you all think is winning this? That's Amarils Scar. Honestly, it's pretty difficult to decide at this point because we saw Zen dominate game 1. We saw DT struggle in game 2 and still winning the game despite having the better draft. Now we are seeing them going to a game 3 where it's literally anybody's game. I don't even know who to even say, oh, this person has a better chance of taking, because I don't want to jinx anything. Okay, caster's curse is real, so I don't want to jinx anything. But yeah, we get straight into the game, and you know how this goes in the early game, guys. It's just farm, rotations, little pokes, little pills, and just little engagement here and there. And let's see if Tranquility will get the first blood this time around. If you noticed, in the first game and the second game, he got the first blood, he drew the first blood. Let's see if he actually does it this time around. You know, the same thing this time around. Now, Sabrina Muhid, that can't be good. The man is just waiting for a chance here and just looking forward to that, honestly. But then, the top lane, I give up, petrified there, in place. And then early one committed attack. The man wants to recover, but he knows that I give up might not be letting him go. The man wants to give vision. Meanwhile, Kendrick laning against I Don't Tire is Young versus Isura. These are two heroes that have good early games. So technically, the Sora shouldn't be playing the defensive. Neither should be Jean, because both of you have strong early games. And yeah, we see them go at it. The costing touch, the Shao residue erupts, and then Kendrick is just staying in the turret. Meanwhile, I give up giving good vision on Ashura as he takes this orange ball. And on the other side, Tranquility, there, Mystic Projector with the Mystic Injunction and now half HP. That can be good. Kenji is in a bad spot and already low. The man is able to get away though and survives that encounter. 30 seconds until the first turtle, and the buffs already taken by the junglers. It's Hero who gets to level 4 first before Ashura, and now that advantage is going to rotate down onto the gold lane up top, where Ryuju is there with the Obsidian, and then Blood Floods might be an engagement here, but the man already knows who's coming. Okay, Mountain Shocker comes out, but he's able to escape. Phantom Shadow Melt to the rescue, and somehow live to tell the tale. Bottom lane, they will start at Dotto there. I love the fact that Ryuju knows how to buy time. Ryuju is good with buying time and distracting. Notice how he bought time while they were up top, and now the turtle is giving over to Zen International uncontested. I love the fact that they just didn't even bother to even rotate. They just say, okay, look, our men are there, let's just take the turtle and let's rotate back to our jungle, because Ashura knows he's underfarmed compared to Hero. And technically you can't play, because you know the Yushonshin has actually good farming potential compared to the Fredrin, so it's actually understandable in that respect. And then we see the gold lead in favor of Death Trap. Thanks to that, it's a slight gold lead though, so it's not nothing to be so weary about in that sense. But then now we get to see Kendrick. Man is just playing it safe in the EXP lane. Now, despite stomp onto Sabrina Muhid, almost at level 4 though. I give up gets level 4, benefits of being ahead in gold. And some of these times, I see that a flame retribution is what Hero is using, and Ashura is using a ice retribution. Wow, that is definitely something. Now look at the comments a little bit here. I see some very interesting comments. Someone says, that's Ajayi. He says, who is banning Granger? He's not a threat. Alright, I'm just gonna move past that. I don't want to talk about that. Someone says, MJ says both drafts are good. Yeah, they have pretty solid drafts actually, if you think about it. First blood is finally drawn. Ashura takes the first blood. Tranquility, Mystic Ghost doesn't do much. It's 3 players who 4. My goodness, I must have missed that while I was reading the comments. Apologies guys, I must have missed that. Okay, 3 players down. Zen International now way ahead in gold, and now we get to see them push for the tier 1, and Kenji trying to make sure Ashura doesn't cut the lanes here, but doesn't have much luck. Ashura goes away himself anyways, and then we get to see I Don't Tire just that's a dive. It looks like our network. That's definitely network. That's definitely network, because honestly I can't even fault the guy. It's been 3 pauses in the first game, so I can't even blame them. These issues can still linger. MTN win MTN, by the way. Second also giving over to Zen. We've seen this pattern before. Zen takes out the objectives early on, and then the gold is taken in their favor. Ashura, energy eruption touch him up now with Minoan Fury, ready to up now because of Brother Princess Rat comes out to play. It doesn't have enough damage to melt them both, and now we see the Sanguine Claws catches Sabrina Muhid there with the Traceless, with the Petrify comes in clutch, and the flicker with the Torre form, shifting skies moves too, but that will bite him back and makes him pay the price. Tranquility gets a double, and that gets another kill for himself for that 202, and the KD is getting even better for Traffinity men. Dead Trap, they started out well, and now things are already going not in their favor because the 3k gold lead in favor of Zen, and now we see a kill lead 5-0, no a single death on the side, and one turret now taken down on the EXP lane. Zen International are on their way and have won the early game. Now the mid game we get into, let's see how they play it, because we've seen this pattern where Zen International go all the way up, and then at some point we see a flat line in the graph, and then a downward movement. So we don't want to see that again. We don't want to see that again in the end. Okay, I can see a comment here. Ajayi says DT is never good with the early games. Wow. I wouldn't say never though. We've seen DT dominate before. Don't forget that. We've seen DT play against Order of Fate and they won early games there. So I wouldn't say never. I would just say that in this matchup, against Zen, they've not really had their early games on point. They've not really had that early game dominance that you would expect to see from Death Trap. And now the total spawns again, and guess what? It's still Zen who engages. Ashra dives in there. Production. I give up 4. And now we see the shifting skies to the Thunder form, and still an engagement between Kendrick. And at this point, he engaged, and I don't tire. Thunder flash away defensively to be able to recall, and Kendrick chased in the wrong direction and gives Adontaya the chance. And now we see Zen go for a free turtle, but is he actually free though? Because we get to see Hero there. Mountain Shocker comes out, that doesn't make a difference. Traces defensive from Mystic Gush and a Mystic Projectile. Tranquility gets the kill, and that is 303. Mind you, this god is low-key snowballing, so they need to keep that in mind. The Milton signature pick, and there we get to see the mid lane turret getting hit. The minions are there, and that's another turtle giving over to Zen International, and the gold lead expand even more. We get the first pause of the game and the last pause of the entire fixture, because we can't get any more pauses than that. That is the final pause, and yeah, we'll just wait for the unpause, guys. Okay, we get back into the game, guys, and wow, turret pushed in the top lane. Tier 1 falls, and the Sky Piercer now bought by the Obsidia. Wow, that is definitely a pass for Ryuju to cook in this situation, guys. Now, okay, Zen, so they want to wrap things up here. They do have the gold lead 4k, and now they've been taking all the objectives so far. Abyssal Bone Needle will miss, and 67 seconds until the slot spawns. Macros in check for the bottom lane. top lane, not so much. Ryuji is gonna go up there and ensure that that is checked as well before this Lord spawns, because they're gonna need this Lord for those early game push. And Dead Trap, we've seen you do this before. We've seen you start out not so great before. That's, oh, the burst from the Mystic. Gosh, my goodness, Tranquility. He busts down Kenji and the God, man. The damage of the God. Don't forget, he's got true damage from his passive, and now he's pushing at the tier 1 there. Minion Fury is doing I give up, he's doing everything he can. He takes down Muhid, and the Mountain Shocker hero comes in clutch in just in time before they could push that turret. 25 seconds to that Lord spawns. They're gonna need to take down this Lord. Zen International need to make sure that Lord is taking out the guy. Mystic Projector with the Mystic, gosh, almost taking down the Minotaur, but the Space Storm is able to save him, but to return to Bone, slays the Minotaur, and that's another kill for Ryuji. 203. Snowkey snowballing as well with Tranquility, man. Zen International looking really good. They're looking really, really good. Now bottom lane, we see Kendrick trying to push down the lanes there, and the minions are already there. I don't tire. Furious Soul Grip as well dives in as well, and now the man is just trying to make sure he takes him down. I don't tire is already low. Petrify with the Dragon Tail, the Yuzhong classic. Meanwhile, Zen will still take that Lord, and Hero running away and forced to use Retribution, and the Abyssal Bone Needle with the Hunt of Bone connect, and Hero who falls. Is this a wipeout? Is this a wipeout? Kendrick dives into the back line, but little or no assistance. It's gonna fall. I give up. Shadow gets a double, and Death Trap bites back and pay them in their own coin for pushing that too far. That was definitely not needed, because the Lord was coming. They should have just waited for the Lord, and they should have just gone with it instead. Now the tier 2 getting pushed. I don't know why Tranquility did not push that tier 2, but then the minions are just gonna do it anyways. They're gonna focus on the mid lane and just wait and melt down this Lord instead. And you see them just making sure that they clear out those minions, so that once that minion walks in, they will take out that tier 1. There's Zen International keeping their macros in check, going for that tier 2 in the mid lane. You see Ryuji frontlining that, and the minion waves are just making sure that they keep coming in, which, yes, the game should. They should be coming in, and they're clearing them up. But now all the turrets are gone. We've seen this position, and this is not a good position to be in if you're Death Trap. You don't have the gold lead. The gold lead is 6k. You don't have any turret at all, and the Lord, you've not been taking them. You've been losing most of the objectives, guys. This is not looking good for Death Trap. Could this be the final moment to seal the deal for now and end the game, permanently putting Death Trap out? Ooh, that was close. Hero, the reaction time on the guy. Traceless defensively to dodge the Mystic Projectile. They were trying to take out the jungler to give them an easy Lord. That was a good move. I'm pretty sure Hero saw through that though, so hence the reaction time. So then we're gonna see them just keep them at their base. It's gonna actually be a absolutely bonkers if they end this game without the Lord. Mountain Shocker reveals their location and where they are on the map, what they're up to as well. And I see a comment in the chat here. Let me just read out this comment real quick. Someone says, okay, I don't see any new comments though. What's going on? I think that's an old comment. That's an old comment, and I'm not even gonna read that out because I've seen some things there that I'm not supposed to say here on stream because of the nature of what was said and the connotation. Also, 30 seconds until this Lord spawns. Make that 28. And Hero, you gotta check bushes before you get in there. They could be setting up for you. That might not be good. And just have to wait, because you can see them just camped down bottom. The orange buff already taken by Ryuji, and we see Sabrina Muhi there in a bad spot, but the man is able to get away. 15 seconds until this Lord spawns. Macros will matter, and if you are Zen, you want to make sure you take it out. But then top lane, Tranquility, bad spot. Cillian is trying to melt him down, but the man is able to get away. Meanwhile, this Lord is open for the taking for the boys of Zen International, but then Hero will get there as well. The man, they will start at the Lord Zen, and Ashura comes out. They want to try and zone out the boys. Then, oh, I give up. Able to move away. The speed at which he got past their blinds, man. The flowing river actually helped, though. I gotta give that one out. I gotta call that out. Now we get to see them come through from a point. Oh, okay. I give up. That's a dispersed up with the Minuan Fury. Doesn't catch anyone. Kenji shuts down Tranquility up top. That is not good. The low dance is still ongoing. It's 4v35 now, and now they're already low. DT are low. Ryuji puts him down, and now the damage on Yuju. He wants to melt down. I give up. The Obsidian gets a double, gets a triple. What the heck? Shadow is on a killing spree himself, but then the Lord is already free for the taking. There are only 2 players left. For the boys of Sen, they want to make sure they get this Lord and get their macros in check, because the top lane is now being crashed into. I see the rotation there straight up from Mlhub. Berserker Fury bought for those crit numbers, as well as the Divine Glaive on Tranquility for the magic penetration, and this Lord might just be it. This Lord might just be it, guys. And the gold lead in their favor, it's a 6k gold lead. This might just be it, guys. Death Trap only have the inhibitor turrets left. The macros are not in check. Ryuji is gonna go for the bot lane. Sabrina made the top lane, and then the base turrets are also not in check as well. Let's see how they play this. The Lord is coming. The macros management, the microwave management. I think they need to split their numbers. It's not actually good if they all go into one lane. And I like the fact that they're purposely delaying that Lord so that the minions will come out. And now you see them melt down the minions. The Lord is coming from the top lane, and then another minions are crashing into the bot lane. How will they play this? How will they play this? Ordeal of Fate. They need minions for distraction. They might want to go for the one down bottom. But there's minions crashing in from the top. It's a team fight to break out. It's you. Minion Fury comes out to play. The Mystic Gush comes out as well. Bad spot is going to be in. The Mountain Shocker and Kenji takes advantage of that. Now they lose one. A Princess Rat. Ashura is already low, and they're going to go for more. But still, dive into the back line again. Death Trap will somehow defend and repel back Zen in spite of that defense, in spite of how that defense started out. These guys want to drag this game out. They want to just drag this game out and make sure, okay, they make sure they push me to my limits. They want to push me to my limits, guys. They absolutely want to. Okay, I am seeing you see, someone says everybody is observing. I am awake. Oh geez, I am seeing some comments here. Wow. Well, I am also observing too. I want to see how this game goes, because all these gra, it would be so funny if all these gra, and it's the burst. Why did I don't tire? Jesus, the damage, the godlike on Ryuju, and this might be the start of the end, the beginning of the end, because now we get to see them push for the rest of them. I give up is in a bad spot. Ryuju is trying to melt it down as fast as possible. Hero will fall, and that might be the third one on chopping block. I give up will fall. That's 3 players. They've got the minions in the mid lane. They might want to go for more. Princess Rat Ashura is low, and that's the stun, and the flicker out there, the flicker to respond. Tranquility. Now the mid lane. Why did Ryuji go away? They've got the minion waves. They want to push for the end of the game, and Death Trap only have 1 member. It's only Kenji, and the minions waves will have to wait. He has to prioritize. Kenji has priority somewhere else, and the base will be taken. Sen International have relegated Death Trap from the Rising Stars tournament as they win 2-1. And man, I was saving my energy for that, because that was what I came to see. Yeah, again, Zeno. Alright guys, that is everything we got for you guys tonight. Tomorrow is going to be the finals, and we get to see the 2 teams that will clash against each other. And until then, have a wonderful night. We'll see you tomorrow. Shout out to Jared on the back lines, in the back end rather, for handling the stream. Shout out to Return Production for handling the stream. And with that being said, thank you very much for tuning into the stream, and I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Good night.